So then we are back with more understandings from the Renewed Covenant from the Aramaic English translation. We begin to understand a bit more regarding church and what it means, where it came from, and what it does and what it should be doing. So then we begin to evaluate the very area Yahweh came and He taught us not to do. No pastors, no teachers, no evangelists, no prophets, no miracle workers. There is no church or ministry outside of the camps. So then we begin to evaluate. Where are the pastors? Those don't exist. The shepherds are the saved Hebrews in their camps. They go outside and they shepherd the people. And they minister to them via the 7 spirits of Elohim, 7 functions. Teachers, they don't teach. What kind of a teaching they can teach if they have a scandalized copy of the Word? You're going to learn crap. Then the third, evangelists. What can they evangelize if they don't have the proper understanding of the Scriptures? In quote, it's easier for a telephone post to be converted than speaking through these evangelists. In quote. Miracle workers. There is no miracle outside the camp. Those are demonized people playing with demons. And there are no prophets. As we understand, people prophesying crazy situations with a twisted, scandalized Bible, they have evil spirits, familiar spirits. You understand what familiar spirit is? Demons. Demons, they have knowledge. A demon enters the person and speaks. There is no prophet outside the camp. Familiar evil spirits. When Shaul then was going through the city over there, and then there was a lady that came out with a familiar spirit. But then her owners had much money owned because of her. She was explaining and having understandings of the spirit. Familiar spirit. It was a demonic spirit. Though the demonic power in this lady was a bit very precise, in fact. These men came to proclaim the true Savior. They are servants of the living God. Boy, it was true. But then Shaul did perceive had a familiar spirit. And Shaul was upset with it because she shouldn't be proclaiming. And then Shaul cast the spirit out of her. Familiar spirit, demonic spirit. This is what these so-named prophets have. They have demonic spirits, familiar spirits, posing as Yahweh, but it truly is not. They have other deities in their mind, posing as the Creator. Then people are more aware of it. And then the prophets of old, from the previous covenant, they received instructions from the Creator. If a prophet in the name of Yahweh speaks in His name, it doesn't come true, a person is not a prophet. Do you know what the penalty was? Put to death. speaking lies. If a person was doing and caught provoking false testimony, they were to put to death. Speaking of stringent laws, boy, it was serious back then. So they should not be listened. And they teach crazy ideas, boy. Some of these people, black. They teach of false Messiah. They teach false doctrine, false parts of the scriptures. And it's crazy what they teach regarding spiritual warfare. Absolutely crazy. And they speak of the armor, and speaking of the deity, and they speak of a Savior that doesn't exist. Crazy, truly crazy. Because the Savior was specific. Don't have people ruling over you. When you go to these visits with these so-named prophets, people are mesmerized. They think they have some sort of authority. They are plain scoundrels. Charlatans. What can a person say? They have familiar spirits. Evil spirits, they know what goes on in the spirit world. What they don't know is they can't speak the name of Yahweh, the true Creator. These names they can't speak. But they speak other deities. And because those names then are unholy, then they are linked. So they know what's going on. And these so-named prophets, they play around with demons. Oh, they understand what goes on in the country. Sometimes they have understandings of the government and market and what takes place. But of course, they are serving a demon. Demons, they do link with each other. But ask them, prophesy in the name of Yahweh. Oh boy, they can't do it. Oh, but you are not a prophet from the Creator then? Of course not. They are a prophet of demons. Are you serving the Yahweh of Israel, or you are serving the God of the British? There is a distinction. What is false is false. What is true is true. If you want to speak in the name of another deity, at least people know he's speaking of a demon. So they don't get confused then with the Creator. Yod He Vav He, Yahweh. That's the name of the Creator. If you are giving divine understandings to people, then a person can at least understand this person is not from Yahweh for sure. Because there is no prophecy outside the camp. Crazy, crazy, crazy. So much junk goes on. And then what goes on is some of the people, they observe their lifestyles, and rather than the Creator being with them, Sometimes they get self-conscious because they want to have a gifting of their own. And a lot of people can't find their giftings. They search, they pray, they study, and they never find their giftings because it doesn't exist. But then when you go to these visits with these so-named prophets, you are mesmerized with what they know. But understand where they are coming from. They are speaking through a familiar spirit. It's a demonic spirit. Lord is a title given to the British landowners. That's why we adopted then the understanding of the Creator from Israel. His name is Yahweh. If you can't prophesy in the name of Yahweh, shouldn't be prophesying. Because there is no prophecy outside of the camp. Therefore, you have a scoundrelized copy of the Word. And then some people are very sensitive because they want to have some sort of a gifting. And they watch these charlatans and these visits and these gatherings, and they get self-conscious. Because they are so eloquent and they think they have some divine power upon them. Come on. They have familiar spirits. Those are demons posing as. And these are truths. So then every time then you encounter yourself listening to these people, then you begin to put the facts together. You learn a piece of truth, you place it on a shelf, so to speak, and then when you visit some places, then you are aware of it. Then begin to think, oh, this is what it was. It makes sense, doesn't it? When Shaul walked through those roads over there, the lady that was having a familiar spirit was true. These men are coming to proclaim the living God. It was true. However, there was a familiar spirit. That's why the Messiah said, don't have people ruling over you because of these dangers. Because when we disobey then the Messiah, demons then become in charge. As nice people as they are, they have familiar demonized spirits. And this is what they do, they demonize the people. So there is no church outside of the camp. A Okay? Every time you read pastors, teachers, evangelists, prophets, and miracle workers, each of those are lies. Church is found only in the camps, and we Gentiles receive then the ministrations of Ruach HaKodesh, 7 spirits of Elohim, 7 functions. But then we are wise. While then we are learning and searching, we are placing those truths on the shelf of the mind, so to speak. And then begin to gather more information and more information, more information. Then someday you begin to read clear as day. And then if you ask, the Creator shows you. It's very interesting, because then you, without having a title of pastor, teacher, evangelist, miracle worker, or a prophet, you begin to be more light than these 5 scoundrels. Amazing. Simple truths can enlighten a person forever, until the end of this age. Because it's in the Spirit. The Spirit of the truth remains until the end of the age. So let's be grateful. At least we have the Aramaic translation of the renewed covenant. Is the closest we have from the Hebrew. A lot of filtering must be done. But then we understand from the time of the Mashiach was not abrupt when he was hiring his disciples. He never said to them, drop what you are doing, come after me. And then the disciple, the person, left what a person was doing and went after him. It was a lie. The Savior, the Mashiach, was always considerate regarding the position of the person. What he simply said was, after you finish your duty, come and visit. Can you imagine the Savior himself having a person over there on a post during duty, abandoning the post? It's not fair of your employer, is it? No, I say, when you finish your duties, come and visit. When Shimon and his friends were over there fishing, before coming to the ministry, they had a huge catch. Did they not? The Savior provided them with a huge catch, so they would be then sold in the market, and they would have enough money for the oil and for their obligations. That's the reason why the catch was so big. He was providing them with substance, so then in exchange they would spend time in the ministry. Please stay tuned, much more coming up.